Ha ha, it's your boy. Lone Chemist Podcast, episode 39. My name is Johnny. I'm the Lone Chemist. And with me, one of my favorite collaborators, the one, the only, the one who has the dankest memes made about him, HiTop Films.
Oh, I love the memes.
How's it going, man? What's up?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
I know how you are because we've been talking for the last hour, but just to look good, I'll ask you.
Yeah, you know, stream of consciousness. Yeah, make sure the fans know that, like, you know, it's spur of the moment kind of thing. It's not pre-planned conversation.
Yeah, we just hopped on the call, you know.
Yeah, it's like, what's up, dude? Nice.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? No, I'm good. I hope you're good. I hope everyone's good who's watching.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. Yeah, man. So first of all, update me in your life, man. We haven't talked in a little bit. What's new at the channel? I saw you dropped your Spiderman 2 video, which is fantastic. Nice job.
Oh, thank you. Well, I took a break from YouTube to go shoot this short film that we just finished shooting. We have a few more pickup shots to get, and I'm doing all the fucking sound and post. So that's what's occupying my time right now.
Wow.
But as soon as that's done, I'm doing Raimi 3.
Nice, dude. Wait, so like I saw like a little teaser of like your girlfriend like walking in the woods, like lighting up like a cigar or cigarette, and then someone like walking behind her. Is that part of the same film?
Yes.
So it's gonna be like horror-esque? It's gonna be like a thriller?
Yes, it's definitely a horror short.
Fuck yeah. Like what's the time frame you think for when it's gonna be done?
I want to say within the next couple of weeks, but I think they'll have like a completed good rough cut in the next couple of weeks, and then I'll go back and re-edit it 15 more times. So I'd say another month or two before it's like out to the world.
And do you have a title for it yet? Or
It's called The Scarecrow. Just The Scarecrow. And it's not Batman's Scarecrow. I want to make that clear. It's not a fan film. I mean, it takes influence from anything that's about Scarecrow. So yeah, his look a little bit, but it's not a fan film. It's a completely original piece of short film cinema.
Nice.
To say it.
Well, I don't want to like have you like spoil it and stuff, but like, is there any other information you can give the people who are gonna watch this?
I don't want to spoil it. But
Okay.
Let me think if I can give a good teaser. What's like something I can say? I don't want because I directed it with my buddies, and I don't want them to be like "fuck you" for spoiling it.
Okay, got it.
I would say that it's a caution piece about guilt, is what I'll say.
Dude,
In the most pretentious fucking way possible.
Yeah, trying to be Ari Aster with like, you know, a relationship gone awry set in a Swedish cult film.
Yes.
But no, that's sweet though. I like those kind of things where it's like, you know, horror films, they don't get the credit they deserve for like eliciting raw emotion out of people. And so like people like, I mean, the first time I really got an emotional sentiment from a horror film was The Exorcist when I first saw that. That fucked with me really badly. But like just like the metaphor of what it was trying to convey. And then we see obviously people like Ari Aster being kind of the poster child of like deep horror these days. Yeah, I like that where you can actually have like a very human sentiment in a horror movie. Like
that was our goal.
Yeah.
It's to make something that's disturbing and also has something that you can think about after you watch.
Yeah, I like that. Like, I mean, Hereditary was the one that really, like, that sticks with me till this day. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say that stylistically, I can tease that it's. Of course, there's a lot of Sam Raimi in there because it's fucking
No
me.
way.
Of course, there's a lot of Sam Raimi in there.
Really? Oh my god! I had no idea you liked Sam Raimi. That's crazy.
Really? I didn't. Yeah. Fuck.
But yeah, man, that's sweet. So like, are you gonna do like some crazy shit with the camera, like tracking shots, or like you gonna do?
Oh yeah. I don't want to spoil it, but there's gonna be a bunch of shit.
All right, good. I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll send you a rough cut after we're done.
Ooh. All right. Well, make sure I don't have to distribute it to your fucking fans in Dropbox again, because that was the biggest pain in my ass.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that, dude.
You know, I was happy to do it, but like, goddamn, that was it's fucking time commitment. It was like 10 people at a time, like, and like your server is overloaded. Please wait 24 hours. I'm like, no!
I'm glad so many people wanted to watch it though. That makes me happy.
Oh yeah, it makes you happy. Oh yeah, that's good.
It does, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad it makes you happy.
Okay. While we're talking, they have announced that Black Panther 2 is going to be released in 2022. That is the first announcement that we can discuss if we wish to.
Okay, let's discuss it. All right, so for people watching, D23, the Disney Live Expo, when they kind of have a circle jerk and like talk about themselves the entire time is going on, and we're basically going to have Alex like shout out things that are going to be announced, and we're going to talk about them. And also, once that dies down a bit, we're going to talk about our God King Avi Arad and him trying to ascertain the rights to to Spider-Man again, and the Sony v Disney Dawn of Corporate America Greed is what we'll talk about later. But anyway, okay, Black Panther 2. I wasn't a huge fan of Black Panther 1, I'll be honest. I thought it was, production design-wise, like probably the most interesting film that Marvel's ever done. I like the costumes, like Chadwick Boseman. I like Michael B. Jordan. But I don't know. I thought that it was kind of overhyped with the whole political commentary. And I get it. I agree with the political commentary, and I liked it. But I thought that the movie, because it was kind of a stepping forth moment for Marvel, it kind of got a little more credit than it deserved for being as good as it was. But I liked it, and hopefully with Black Panther 2 they have something interesting with like Namor or something like that, because like they kind of tease that in Endgame. Spoilers, when after 5 years passes, Okoye is like, there's an earthquake under the ocean, we handle it by not handling it, and obviously that's probably Namor or like an Atlantean or something like that. But
I heard that's the rumor.
Yeah, that would make sense, because like, I mean, Namor is like a pretty important character in comics, and he's also like, I mean, he's important, but he's not like front and center. So it would be a good time to introduce him, because like, you know, obviously like Iron Man and Steve Rogers and all those people are done. Spoilers alert for Endgame. I mean, if you haven't seen it yet, then get fucked. But
I have like, I don't know if it's a hot take, but I really think that Black Panther is one of the better MCU scripts. Period. Like just the dialogue in it, the story, where it goes. I fucking adore the fact that at the end he takes him up to watch the sunset. Like that may be one of my favorite things, Cape Cinema.
Oh, for sure.
But I can't get behind the fact that that scene looks like it was shot. Guess what? It's a Marvel movie, so let's say green screen, and the suits are CG, and they're like painted over suits, and it takes me out of the emotion of the fucking moment, and I'm like, just stop. Just get, like, they're wearing real costumes, but they did the Marvel thing, like, where they paint over it.
That makes me so mad, because, like, first of all, why are you going to waste the set design of the costume designers' time if you're going to just paint over it CGI? Like, why spend all this money for it? And number two, if you're going to paint it over, you have to augment the reality. You can't just, like, change it. Like, you should, like, add shadows. You should add, like, you know, people in the background. If you're going to, you fully paint over the suit, it looks like it's a PS2 game. Like, it looks like God of War, the final boss fight. Like
it does. Yeah. It does. And that's just, it makes me so sad, because Michael B. Jordan's acting like he's like, you know, doing some peak villain performance stuff, and Chadwick's being really good, but their heads are floating. Their fucking heads are floating. And also, like, I've been, ever since I got my fucking new fancy TV, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Buy an OLED, it looks great. But every fucking time I watch these movies in like 4K, and they like, most of them look really good, but you just notice the visual effects so much more, especially if it and it's just like, I'm not even mad that they don't look great, because like, I don't like, it's weird. If it looked bad, but its intent was good, if that makes sense. If it wasn't covering other people's work, but it didn't look great, I'd be much more forgiving. But my problem is it's covering up the costume designer's work, and like you said, like the set designer's work. And the scene where they're watching the sunset could so easily be just like a grass field with a panther sculpture in the background that they built. But for some fucking reason, it's a green screen, and it kills me every time.
I think that's a great point. Like, you know, it's okay if it's not that great, but like there's a good intent behind it. I think the best example of that is Shazam. Shazam is the most campy, like ludicrous special effects of all time, but they use it in a way where it's kind of charming. Like, and it's not like, okay, we're gonna have this like massive CGI like, you couldn't wait for an actual sunset. You couldn't wait to go to a field with some grass. Like, you had to like,
I know.
And I get it. Like, they had it like in like the panther shaped cavern. I get it, but like.
And you know that, like, Ryan Coogler would want to do it practically. Like, look at Creed. That's all practical shit.
I guarantee the last, like, act in Black Panther, Ryan Coogler maybe was not even on set for the entire thing. Like, the whole CGI orgy and shit. Like,
and that's what I want. If we're talking about the news, that's what I want from Black Panther 2, is Ryan Coogler got them so much critical and, like, financial success.
Make a Coogler movie. Make a Coogler movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck.
I want the greasy mouse paws to stay out of this one. I just want Coogler to make his goddamn movie.
Dude, Disney Disney got the little greedy mouse running the show. That fucking, I made some goddamn money,
Dude, that's great.
It's you've seen South Park, right? Like the
yeah.
with the Jonas
I
Brothers.
know exactly.
Maybe some goddamn money, All right, what do we got? What else?
There's the guy, Kit Harington is gonna play Black Knight in Eternals, and I know nothing about Eternals, so that means literally nothing to me.
Oh wait, Kit Harington, that's his role. I knew he was rumored to come in the MCU. That's his role now.
Yeah, in Eternals. I'm disappointed because I read somewhere that they were gonna make him fucking Wolverine, and I was like, that'd be cool.
I thought it was gonna be Adam Warlock, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That's a good, yeah. But I have literally nothing about the Eternals.
Yeah, like. I think I've maybe read like one like comic when I was a kid. I don't know any of the characters at all. It's kind of like I have the same relationship with that with the Inhumans. I know nothing about the Inhumans. I've read like maybe one or two comics. But that's pretty much it.
Like I would say I know more about the Inhumans just because I know that like if Black Bolt like fucking whispers, it can blow up a fucking planet. Like I know that, but I don't even know the character names in Eternals. Like I don't know.
Yeah. I know Black Bolt. I know there's a massive dog. That's pretty much all that.
Yeah, Lockjaw, right?
Yeah,
he's cool. I know him.
But apparently that show was terrible. That Inhuman show.
I watched the pilot and it was pretty fucking bad, and then that was like it for me. But yeah, I think they're talking Eternals right now, and also we can check the chat to see if they have any updates.
Yeah. And everyone's super chats will go and fund mine and Alex's depressed lifestyles, respectively. He's less depressed than I am, but still depressed. Yeah.
Making a short film is so much fun, but it is so much work.
I can imagine, dude.
It's both. It's like we don't need to get into it. We can talk about that when we're off the air.
Yeah. What's the runtime going to be? You think like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that?
Dude, no way. Dude, it's short. It's like a short.
Oh, it's like super short. Okay, got it.
I would say, well, I wanted to make something really like long, but then I was just because I want to put it in festivals because I think it's good enough to be in festivals, right? And like, I don't know if my audience knows this definitely for sure, but like the goal is to be making movies. You know, like I love making YouTube videos and I love interacting with the fans, but eventually I want to just make stuff. So like. Shorter shorts do better in film festivals. Like they're more likely to get in because someone's gonna watch the whole thing and not be like, "This is bad," and throw it away. You know.
But man, you gotta use time wisely. Yeah.
I would say it's probably gonna be like 10 to 13 minutes is my guess. The rough cut's 9 minutes and 45 seconds, but we have a few more shots to get.
Nice. Are you acting in it, or are you only behind the camera? Actually, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I won't spoil. I won't spoil.
Yeah, I want my cameos when I see it to be like super like fresh in my mind. Okay, perfect. Oh, speaking of actually this is not related at all. I watched I was on Netflix a couple days ago. Did you know that Tarantino cut The Hateful Eight as a 4-part miniseries?
Dude, I started watching it.
I watched it last night. It's awesome. It's so good.
He's doing that with Django and Once Upon a Time, and I couldn't be happier.
Dude, honestly, like, okay, I know he says he wants to do 10 movies and then stop. Like, he should make just miniseries. Like, I would pay an absurd amount of money to finance a World War II, like, grungy, gritty, epic miniseries from Tarantino. I would pay an absurd amount of money for that.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure plenty of studios would too. Especially Netflix now that he's doing all this. He's recutting his movies for them. Dude, imagine like uncut Tarantino on Netflix, like a fucking 25-hour miniseries.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd watch it.
Oh, it'd be ridiculous. Yeah, and I was thinking like Kill Bill would be a good one for that too. But like, I mean, the point of him splitting up into 2 movies originally was like he basically shot everything that he wanted to shoot in 2 movies, so there wasn't really a point to like splitting up to a miniseries. But I mean, the flow of the actual story of The Hateful Eight, I think it flows a lot better as a miniseries. Like,
oh, me too.
Like, I think it's just fantastic. Like,
dude, I thought The Hateful Eight was so slow when I saw it in the theater. I wasn't a big fan. I was like, this is slow even for like, and I'm not like a guy who hates slow pacing or anything. But I was like, oh my god, this is going on and on and on. But then I watched like the first 2 episodes of the miniseries, and I'm like, this is way better. It's way better to digest it as episodes than to like sit there for 3 hours in a theater.
Yeah, I totally agree. But like the thing is, I love The Hateful Eight because, I mean, one, it was such a weird dichotomy of him choosing to shoot it in 70 millimeter and then basing most of the thing indoors. So basically every character's in every shot unless you're doing like a close-up or like a medium or whatever. I thought that was really interesting to use that format. And I mean, I'm in love with his dialogue. I think his dialogue is like, yeah. Like aside from Aaron Sorkin and Neil Baumbach, probably like the best person to write dialogue in Hollywood right now, in my opinion.
I hate the idea that like it's the basic opinion to like Tarantino. It's like the typical film bro opinion.
You like
but
film.
No, it's because he's fucking good.
Yeah,
it's like
he's
that's
so good.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's any fucking. They released all the costumes for the Eternals. That is something that I don't. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know how accurate they are.
Yeah.
Or like if they look good or not. But we could talk about Spidey now while we wait because they're still talking Eternals.
All right, cool. And then we'll do the Disney Plus shows. All right, so Spider-Man has gone through a little bit of corporate greed in the last couple weeks. So
wow, what a shock.
So people who don't know, so there was kind of a debacle between Disney and Sony. So you may know the original deal better than I do. So supplement what I'm going to say if I'm wrong or whatever. So the original deal, if I'm not mistaken, Sony licensed the character to Disney / the MCU for Captain America Civil War. And then after that point, they started the 5-movie arc where if Spider-Man appeared in any other movie, like an Avengers movie or a cameo movie, then they would get all the profits for that. But if Spider-Man appeared in a Sony-produced movie, like a singly focused Spider-Man movie, they would get 5% of the profits, and then Sony would get 95%. And then would Sony get all the merchandising and toy shit, like all that money?
No. Sony sold all the merchandising rights back when Amazing 2 came out.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Which makes the whole idea that they wanted 50% of like the box office ridiculous because they're already getting all the merchandising from the movie. They're also getting Sony doesn't get a cent from like Endgame or Infinity War with Peter in them or Civil War.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much bullshit. So like Alex alluded to, Disney, being a very scrap for cash company and not really doing too well this year at all, they went back to Sony and they asked for renegotiating terms. So while retaining the original terms of keeping the merchandising rights and the 5%, they want an additional 45%, while Sony would financier the movie and then only get 50% of the take. Right?
I think Disney wanted to start paying for 50% of the movie too.
Oh, okay, all right, that's more acceptable, but still really bad. But
it's still ridiculous. It's still it's really ridiculous because it's Disney, who has every billion-dollar movie this year was a Disney movie.
I know.
So like that's what makes it even whacker because it's not like they need the fucking cash. If anyone needs the cash, it's Sony. And it's Spider-Man is Sony's most profitable IP. So for them to be like, hey, give us 50% of that. And in addition to all the other money we're going to make, it's whack.
Yeah. And I'm sure that like the creative leads at Marvel were like, no, we're dictating the direction of the entire arc. So naturally we should get more money for it. But I would argue like you have 3 movies this year. They're all billion-dollar movies and they're all made under the umbrella of Disney. Like you can't say that like it's a fair trade to want 50% of the take when you already got all the merchandising rights, already have 5%, and if you use Spider-Man in your own licensed content, they get no money from that. They get nothing.
Yeah, it's whack. It's whack. Like I could see like 10%, and that's a max.
Yeah.
And people are like, what about 25? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Like you could start at 25 and negotiate down, but like a 5% to a 50% in like that's a 45% fucking increase in profit for the mouth. That's whack.
Yeah, that's so whack. I really can't empathize with that at all. Like and everyone
somehow
go on.
I was just gonna say, and somehow Sony's the bad guy on in the internet. That is like the weirdest fucking thing.
So like for the outsiders looking in, like I could see why they maybe think that because, I mean, the last 2 Sony singly produced Spider-Man movies are pretty much abysmal. And I can see why, like, because, like, Marvel has been so successful. Like, you would think from an outside perspective, it's Sony not playing ball. But really, it's Sony saying, hey, we have the IP for this character. We won fair and square in the bidding war back in 1999. Like, why the fuck would we give you 50% of this take? And I feel like people that shit on Sony are, 1, MCU shills, and 2, completely uninformed about the topic because they don't know about the actual drama behind the scenes of Spider-Man.
Yeah, the fact that I'm defending Sony is just ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have full-on videos where I'm like, they should have just let Ruben Fleischer make his Venom movie. They should have just let Mark Webb. Like, Raimi 3 is all about how they should have just made, like, let Raimi make his fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
And just the idea that my ass has to go on Twitter and be like, listen, guys, it's really not Sony's fault. They're actually being pretty fucking reasonable.
Yeah, it's really reasonable. It's like they're gonna like put forth like the financial risk for the movie, like presumably, and even if Disney wanted to pay 50% of the financing take, the fact that like they still had $3 billion movies this year and they still want 50% of the take is just ridiculous to me.
I know. It's utterly insane. And like if they work out a deal, I'll be shocked. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe the mouse will buckle down. But like, just if I was in Sony's position and Disney came in with these outrageous claims, I'd be like, I'm out. Like, I'm done. I'm fucking out of here.
100%. Yeah.
And it's just, but like, if we want to talk about our thoughts on it, like, there were so many great memes of me dancing. Like, people sent me, they're like, Alex, when you hear Spider-Man's out of the MCU. And like, I'm very happy that, I mean, I don't know, maybe they'll work out a deal while we're talking right now, but I'm very happy that we'll get Spider-Man movies that aren't so tied to the MCU and to the Avengers characters. But I'm not happy for all the people who were fans of that movie and like fans of that franchise and who wanted to see that Peter Parker continue.
Yeah. So apparently, like there is I think Disney actually asked for 20. I'm looking at it right now. Disney reportedly asked for 25% of the future Spider-Man movies. So like, at least that's more reasonable than 50. But still, I'd say that's way too much.
I would say like,
yeah.
I would say that like the 5% that they
15,
get
I think is like that's the max I'd give them.
Yeah, like yeah, no. I don't want, and I also just don't want Disney to own everything.
Yeah, we got to talk about that because like, did you see that that picture of like the whole Disney Plus thing, and it has like the 5 subsidiaries that they have, like Disney Plus or just Disney Films, National Geographic, Marvel, like all this shit, and I'm like, could you make it a little less obvious you're trying to go for a fucking monopoly? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. And I don't know. I saw this fucking horrible meme that was them holding like the coffin of Netflix. Like, why do these shills and fans want a monopoly? Like, do you understand that means that all your movies will be the same? They'll feel the same. They'll taste the same.
Yeah.
They'll be made in the same kind of way. Like, and that's not to say like Rise of Skywalker will feel like Endgame, because it won't. But eventually it'll get to like a uniform state where all these products are so similar and so mass produced, and there won't be like, right now, me shit talking Disney probably doesn't allow me to direct a Fox Searchlight film, because guess who owns Fox Searchlight? This independent film company.
Yeah.
Disney. And that's just so fucking bad. The idea that like, oh, even to get independent films made, guess where it goes? The fucking mouse.
Yeah, I agree. And actually, okay, but to give Disney some credit, they actually have been a bit critical, like, you know, self-referentially. Like, you ever see Saving Mr. Banks by any chance?
Mm-hmm.
They actually do.
I know. I haven't seen it, but I know what it's about. Like, I know the
Mary Poppins taking over from P.L. Travers. They actually did a pretty critical take of Walt Disney. Like, even though it was kind of like a fondness or a sentiment releasing kind of thing, they actually are pretty critical of the way that Walt Disney treated P.L. Travers and that whole property to get Mary Poppins. So, I mean, maybe they will let you direct a Fox movie. Who knows, man? Maybe they'll let you do that.
It's just when you hear shit like, one Disney exec was watching Jojo Rabbit and they were like, "Oh, this is too edgy for the Disney brand." It's just like, what the fuck?
Wait, what's Jojo Rabbit? What is that?
Taika Waititi's movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Is that the Hitler one?
Yes, where he plays Hitler and it's like a satire. Yeah.
Okay, but this is what really pisses me off. Marvel bought or Disney bought Fox, right? Fox had 2 movies that I adored that are superhero films, but they're brutally gory. Deadpool and Deadpool 2, obviously, and Logan.
And
it's like, now they're either going to double down on that and say, oh no, we know that like, you know, we're a money-making entity when it comes down to it. We know there's a market for all of these things of brutal, gory, and violent superhero movie rated R. Like, instead of like shunning that and like trying to like, you know, remain like the Disney ethos, we can capitalize on that market. Or they're going to say, nope, we're going to Disneyfy fucking Logan and Deadpool, which I don't know. Like, I remember we had
I'll pass out.
I remember like we had a podcast and we were talking about like, Deadpool being put into the MCU, and I was like, maybe they won't like fuck with it because I mean this guy had a market and the market made a lot of money for Fox. But now that like they saw JoJo and they are like saying that like they want to actually like, have more creative leads in the content, I don't know. I think Deadpool might be Disneyfied the Mickey Mouse years. Oh shit.
Wait, let me refresh the page, man. I'm sure there's gonna be a Deadpool announcement today. No, they're talking Jungle Cruise.
What the fuck? What is that Marvel?
It's based off it's based off like a Disney ride, I think.
Oh my god. That like making movies about fucking theme park rides.
Oh yeah, I know. It kills me, dude. It kills me.
Now I do like the first Pirates of the Caribbean though. I do like that movie.
Yeah. That was a shocker that's that good. Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's like you also hear shit where they're like, okay, if Ford versus Ferrari doesn't do well, because that's Fox, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's like a middle budget drama. It's not like an indie, and it's not like a fucking superhero movie. There was rumors. I don't know if it was rumors. Maybe it was a fucking report that if Ford versus Ferrari doesn't do well, they're gonna stop making movies like Ford versus Ferrari. And right there, it's like, oh my god, cinema is going in a really, really weird, bad place. I feel like. And that's not to say, I don't think that, like, I get a lot of shit on Twitter because I'm always roasting them, but that's not to say I don't think every fucking exec and every producer is a cynical, let's make everything fun and Disneyfied. But I think that a lot of people who run the company and who are in, like, the positions of power definitely have those thoughts. Otherwise, there wouldn't be conversations about why Jojo Rabbit's too edgy.
Like, and the thing is, even if it's edgy, look at the sentiment of the movie. It is making fun of a brutal maniac and shitting on him. Why would you want to censor that?
It's also just ironic with Disney, you know, wanting to do, you know.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Walt Disney had some trepidatious things that were said in his past.
I know. It's just ironic.
But there's a funny Family Guy joke about Walt Disney. I forget the premise of it, but it was like...
Oh, dude, I know exactly. It's so funny. When they do the Disney style and they have the whole song and dance.
No, but that one's hilarious, too. But, like, there's one where it's like... You know what? Should I say it in the podcast? Whatever. There, it's like, yeah, this is more troubling than Walt Disney, and he's been frozen. It's like, welcome back, Walt Disney. Are the Jewish people gone? No. Put him back in.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one. Yeah, it's just ironic that they're fucking like, they're some exec is like scared of Jojo Rabbit. It's just the funniest thing ever.
It's just so.
And also,
stupid.
It's like Taika Waititi made you a shit ton of money off Ragnarok.
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok.
Let him make his indie movie that's like gonna be amazing.
Like,
hopefully,
like he revived a character that had no business being this popular. Like literally,
yeah, I know.
Like Thor is one of the best Avengers now, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
and
I agree.
And the only reason why that is because Taika completely overhauled it, did his own thing, and made him a fuck ton of money. I just like,
well, my 2 cents on this. I want to take it back to Spider-Man real quick. Because we're roasting the mouse, and I don't want the mouse to shut the podcast down.
Ho! Have fun with your stream, guys. Ho!
That could fucking happen, man. I wouldn't put it past. But I'm like the fucking anti-Disney conspiracy theorist guy who's in the corner, like it's all going to shit, man. But
tinfoil hats.
What I want them to do. Here's my hot take. I tweeted this out last night, right? If they don't get Spidey in the MCU, I want them to put that franchise on hold. I want them to put the brakes because eventually Disney will buck over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want them to fucking get auteurs. I'm talking Edgar Wright. I'm talking Linklater. I'm talking James Gunn. Grab him from fucking Disney.
Adam McKay.
And literally anybody you can think of, right?
Yeah.
Like, get the fucking person who did American Animals. Like, that is such a visionary movie, right? And I want them to make these one-off Spider-Man movies with different actors. It doesn't matter. Kind of like James Bond, where there's no distinct continuity.
Yeah,
and like Nolan's Batman, where it's not a part of a cinematic universe, right?
It's like a comic book. Yeah.
And I just want this auteur-driven Spider-Man movie. And I want Sony to just like make something along the lines of like I read the Joker script, so I know that may not turn out great, but
Don't
like
spoil
something
it.
along
Don't
the
spoil
lines
it.
of
Don't
Joker.
spoil it.
I won't.
All right.
But something along the lines of Joker, where it's like not a $200 million movie, but let's go for like an $80 million movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's just using the Spider-Man characters, and it gets a lot of critical acclaim and buzz. And no, it's not going to make $1 billion like a MCU movie would, but just do something different while you wait to work out the fucking deal. Don't like if they try to continue the Holland Spider-Man, who is literally like so tied to the MCU in every aspect of his life, and now they can't mention the MCU, it'll be a shit show.
Yeah.
It'll be like an absolute garbage fire.
Like, and like the thing is, I wanted them to like mention things from like the Spider-Man mythos they didn't in the MCU, like Uncle Ben, for example, obviously. But like now they mention Uncle Ben, it's gonna be like, why didn't you bring him up for the last 2 times you're on the screen, my dude? Like, what the hell?
It'll be so messy. The only way I could see that they could continue like the Holland franchise is if they, and like they're never going back to Marvel, is if they did like a time jump and now he's in college, Ned's gone, MJ's gone, and it's
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
PS4 basically.
Yeah, and it's like Harry and Gwen instead, right? But even then, like that won't appease the fans who want to see the continuation of the like home franchise. But I really can't see a way that Sony by themselves could do like Homecoming 3 or whatever it's called, Back Home, Home Alone, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah, because like they'll have to license all the MCU characters that actually make sense in Peter Parker's arc, and if they don't give Disney what they want, they're not going to do that. Like
exactly, they're not going to be able to get like how the fuck if we pick up right after where like his identity is revealed to the world, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell you can't even mention Mysterio
or J. Jonah Jameson? Like you can't mention any of that shit
because they dug themselves a grave. Where it's like, guess who Mysterio's was related to? Tony Stark. Guess who we can't mention? Tony Stark. Guess where his suit came from? Tony Stark. Guess who we can't say? Tony Stark. Guess who's his fucking aunt's dating? Happy.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm saying that they should just take a break from that franchise, wait till they work their shit out with Disney, and just make, like, fucking put a 28-year-old Spider-Man or a 25-year-old Spider-Man in the Venom verse. Like, that's the one that you can have fight Venom if they want to do a Venom crossover.
Yeah.
But just make it this real visionary, not like it's not like just doesn't feel like a studio film like kind of the MCU Spider-Man movies do. It just feels like whatever director's film.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you because like I mean, this has been the bane of their existence. Like Disney has prided themselves on keeping a consistent continuity. That's what Sony was trying to do with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and like trying to set up all this shit with the Sinister Six and all that. And like, I don't want them to fall back into the exact same thing that they had a problem with before, where it's like they're trying to establish a cinematic universe, but they can't use all the pretenses that were set up in the movies before them. It's going to be a complete shit show. And I agree with you. Like, honestly, Edgar Wright got fucked over with Ant-Man. Give him a goddamn superhero movie and make it goddamn fun and Edgar Wright movie.
Dude, he'd totally do Spider-Man if Sony had it.
100%.
If it wasn't like the MCU, he'd do it. I think he'd 100% do it.
Like, but like, I can imagine him doing a Mysterio-driven Spider-Man movie. All the trippy-ass visuals, like the hallucinations and shit. That would be perfect for him. Or Kraven the Hunter, like being like quick cut, like, you know, running on a building with like a spear and like having some stupid-ass quip, like while he like trying to stab him. Like, that'd be so perfect.
That would be great. It'd be great, dude. It'd be wonderful. Hold on, I'm reading the chat and they're like, "This conversation's pointless," and I'm like, "Oh no, did they?"
Yeah.
Did they like?
Yeah. Mindaga's P. This conversation's This video is pointless. Ouch. Damn, man.
Well, I mean, did they announce that like Holland Spider-Man's back in the MCU? Like, did we miss that? I'm worried that we're gonna miss that because they would announce it at like the fucking Disney Expo, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I don't think so though. I think I would have like gotten some text being like, "Hey, soy boy, fuck you."
The Theoretical Filmist. Lone Count, just find your channel, love your stuff. Check my BVS sneak peek for Dawn of Madness edit. I put Heath Ledger in BVS. Interesting. Yeah, check it out, man. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching the sub.
Shit. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through Twitter right now and I see a bunch of Spider-Man shit, but like, I don't see any. I don't see anything.
Spidey is
about
back
that.
at MCU. This Mindaga's guy said that we're pointless.
Is he though? Can I look?
Spider-Man back in MCU? Let me check. Okay, apparently they came to agreement. What the hell?
Wait, really?
What the? There's a YouTube video on it. I want an article. I don't want this fucking this second.
Oh, that YouTube video is just like it's a room. Yeah, I don't see anything.
I don't see anything like that's actually like. I see GameSpot rumors. I see Wired. I see Change.org petitions. I don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't see anything with that's actually concrete. So it's not
Okay,
pointless. Good. And plus, we're gonna talk about our God King Avi Arad, so it's fine. Like it's not pointless at all.
Yeah, man. I just want like. I think that would just be the best of both worlds, man. Fucking make Spider-Man like do it while you wait for the Marvel deal to come back. Like there you go. You want to make fucking $1 billion? Like that would make easy $1 billion just off nostalgia. But like they have so much potential to do something that the MCU's not doing. Like instead of doing connected universe shit like the MCU. Remember when DC tried that and it failed?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But now look what DC's doing. They're doing like auteur-driven. Like Wonder Woman 2 is going to be fucking wild from like the images we've seen. It's like pure Patty Jenkins, right?
Yeah, pure like 80s like trippy shit. Yeah.
Joker is like that would never be made by Marvel. In a million years, they never do a $30 million like R-rated movie about a villain.
Yeah.
What else? Matt Reeves' Batman is going to be just Matt Reeves' Batman. It's not going to connect the Joker. And the audience is smart enough to know that like whatever Joker Matt Reeves uses isn't going to be Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Wait, I thought it was going to be wasn't it Deathstroke for the one?
Oh no, Matt Reeves is going to have like Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler. But I'm saying eventually because I think Matt Reeves is signed on to do a trilogy. Like eventually he'll probably do a Joker, but it won't be Joaquin.
Yeah, it'll be one that's actually like predicated on whatever he puts up in the first like 2 movies or whatever. Yeah.
So I just think that like, and they just did Spider-Verse, right? So just why not have like 2 different Spider-Men going at the same time? You have like the lower budget, the one that's not meant for like every single MCU fan, the one that's like more geared towards like the Spider-Man PS4 type of story, the one that's like more of a drama that costs less money.
Do you know what I would love? I would love a drama where Miles Morales gets his powers and he seeks out the older version of Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker to like, show him how to be Spider-Man. Like that would be fucking awesome. I would love like either Donald Glover, maybe he's too old now, but like
he is too old now, I'd say.
Michael B. Jordan's too old too, and he's not like the right guy for that. I'm trying to think, but like you know what I mean? We're like okay, if you have the IP back and you can bring it back to like where the franchise started. Look at Spider-Verse, like completely weird ass movie, and it was amazing. Like, why wouldn't you like say, okay, Miles Morales, if we can't use that Peter Parker, we're not gonna like do all this crazy continuity shit. We're gonna use Miles Morales in this way, and then reference back to Tobey Maguire, who's like married with MJ or some shit, and then like teaches him all the shit.
And then it'd be great, and it would make a lot of money, and it would be different. It'd be something that Marvel's not doing. And I feel like what's gonna kill Sony is if they try to just do the MCU Spider-Man without Disney, without the MCU. Like if they try to have that like light high schooler tone with the like constant jokes and the light, like not a focus on like the weighty emotions of Spider-Man. If they try to do that, I feel like it's going to like explode in their fucking face like a cake, like a dummy fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But honestly, like, I don't know. The thing I like about my idea is like you could finally do the Vulture like Sam Raimi always intended.
Yeah, dude, you literally, that's what's crazy is they could do TASM 3 and Spider-Man 4
in the same movie.
Yeah, I mean, they could. Like, it's such a possibility, and I know it's like we're 2 nerd boys being like, we want to see Toby back, which is true.
Yeah, it's
but
true.
Also, like, it's more possible than ever right now to give Sam the call and be like, hey, you want to do one final swing? Like, while they're just waiting to figure out this rights nonsense. And even so, like, you can have MCU Spider-Man, but Sony could be making extra bank by having a different Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they could come out like a year apart from each other, and the audience wouldn't be like, oh no, we don't understand. Like Spider-Verse and Far From Home came out like less than a year apart, and like no one's like, oh well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Like I just kind of liked how like, this is, I mean, some of these movies are fucking terrible, but like the whole pretense of like all the Marvel movies got their own movies, all the heroes, and then like none of them really related. Like Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Punisher, Elektra, Daredevil. Like, I mean, some of those are really fucking bad, but like at least like they were all self-contained and you could just tell their own stories. Like, why do
that's what
like?
And that's what it's fucking Spider-Man. That's the thing. Like it doesn't need to be based around Iron Man. Like what's cool about the comics, right, is like, oh, there can be an issue where Spider-Man and Wolverine team up. But that shouldn't be that shouldn't be the basis of the film franchise. Is what MCU character can we throw in with Peter Parker? And that's like why I'm happy, and like I am happy that he's out of the MCU for like the next 5 seconds until I go on Twitter and he's back in.
Wait. Someone just said, I'm new to the Lone Chemist, but I'm surprised that HiTop doesn't know this deal's been done for 24 hours. Hold on a second.
Dude, it's not true. I'm telling you, it's just rumor.
What the hell? We got to check this out.
I think we're just getting trolled.
New reports coming to Disney initially only wanted 25% of the profits from its films, but the exact details.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, it said they like this is from 8 hours ago. So they could renegotiate the deal while Holland is still under contract for 2 more Spider-Man films predicated in the MCU. But John Watts may not return for Spider-Man 3. Blah blah blah. Yeah, until I see a tweet from Disney, or Sony, I'm not taking that face value. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also, it's just I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, maybe they would, but like I don't know if Sony would get burned that quick and then immediately sign another deal. Like I feel like it would take longer than that, like a couple months at least.
Yeah, like what I would do if I was Sony, I would get the property rights back, and then I would just sit on the movie because I got 7 years to wait until I make another movie and let them feel the fucking pain of all their fans like, Marvel, you should make a Spider-Man movie. What the fuck? Like, and then Marvel comes calling like, okay, fine, we'll fucking make a movie. Please make a movie before the rights like run out. Please, for the love of God. And then like that's negotiating right there. Whoever speaks first loses. That's the negotiating tactic.
I just think that it's right now him being out of the MCU is the best possible creative drive. So like the push to give Sony to like really think about what they could do with the character.
Yeah.
And like I definitely think that everyone will be happy and see Tom Holland back as Spider-Man, like for sure, in something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know. Maybe it would be more cost effective to just like license an MCU character or 2. Maybe I don't know if Disney would even do that, but like
I doubt they would.
Yeah, I doubt they would. But like, imagine like having their own like Spider-Man thing going on, and then like just having a subtle reference to an MCU character, not like predicating the entire plot of the movie on one MCU character. I think it'd be a lot better.
And also, like besides the post-credit scene, like Far From Home is a pretty good wrap-up of that character's arc. Besides like everyone knowing who he is, but like he came to terms with Iron Man's death. He got the girl.
Yeah.
Like it's not the worst place to take a break from that franchise.
Yeah, but I said it once in the debate. I'll say it again. I feel nothing from having Peter Parker's identity out there. He fights with his fucking mask off for half of Infinity War and Endgame. Spoiler alert. Like,
no, I completely agree.
Like, and first of all, like, okay, I should have been so pumped to see J. Jonah Jameson back. Like, I should have been so excited for that. But like, he reveals it, and like, I'm like, dude, like, every single person in the Avengers knows exactly who you are, and some civilians probably even know who you are. Why are you gonna freak out about that? Like,
it's really like if they wanted that dramatic impact to hit, they shouldn't have revealed his identity to his aunt, to MJ, to Ned. Like,
if they do, change the fucking plot of the movie where like May doesn't want to go on vacation with like everybody, and it's like, look, you fucking died, dude. Like, and I know, and I know you're Spider-Man now. I know you're gonna be doing this crazy shit, but I'm scared to death I'm gonna lose my son again. Like, that's all they have to do. That's all.
I know, man. I think about this. I think about it way too much.
I know.
I definitely do, but it's just I don't know.
Virgin alert over here for me and you.
Yeah, I know. I just want like I will take like this MCU version, right? so tied to Iron Man. Obviously, I'm not a fucking fan, but can I at least get a movie that is the like singular vision of one director that is stylish and feels like whatever director is directing that movie? Like, no offense to John Watts, but like I don't think Far From Home is a John Watts movie. I've said that 1,000 times, but that's a Marvel movie. That's a movie made by executive producers.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm trying to think of the last Marvel movie made that would like felt like an actual director's vision. I think
maybe
Ragnarok is probably the one I'd point to. Like Ragnarok's technically a TD movie.
I would even go and say Infinity War.
Oh, yeah.
That Infinity War has like I am obviously I have to make my Endgame video that's gonna piss the world off, but Infinity War feels much more like a Russo movie than Endgame does to me at least. And it's also just like it's fucking Spider-Man, and we've done this a billion times. We've done this dance a billion times. I just want good Spider-Man movies that aren't like I just want Peter Parker to have money troubles and struggle and have like really hefty, weighty drama. Yeah. And if I'm not gonna get that in the MCU franchise, which I don't think I will, and that's perfectly fine. It's not for me. I'm sure plenty of people enjoy it, and that's good. Like I'm glad people enjoy it. Like I'm fucking jealous of all you out there who enjoy it. Give me another franchise, because Sony could do that. Yeah, give me one that's closer to like that's more. I don't want to say mature because that's fucking pretentious, but that's like more ballsy, I would say, in its storytelling.
Yeah, it has more stakes, like because like the MCU, like that's the one thing that like I thought that Infinity War and Endgame did really really well. They centered all of the stakes of the entire franchise, and you know that's why I have my video say on Thanos. Quick plug. And on my sequel to that will be coming out in a couple weeks. Quick plug.
Ooh.
Yeah, but like to write off like really emotional parts of Peter Parker's life and just make them jovial for the sake of just trying to keep like the stakes as low as possible, and then like a little upturn in Act 3, and then it just kind of resolves itself. Like, how am I supposed to feel any kind of dramatic weight for anything he does then if I know it's going to follow that kind of like similar character arc from all the other movies?
I just think that I came to this conclusion like 2 days ago. I was just sitting there, and I was like, you know what? I'd be less angry about this if I realized that I don't think these movies are meant for like you and me, like at all.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that we're the demographic. I think that the number one demographic that they successfully hit, and as like weird as this is I think like I'm gonna go like 13 to 17 is like the demographic they're trying to hit, and they're trying to hit the Zendaya, Tom Holland, like they're trying to appease those people too. And that's where the bulk of like the vocal fucking toxicity comes from, is like the stan pages that don't give a shit about Mary Jane, but they just like Zendaya.
Yeah. All right.
And I just don't think it's meant for like lifelong fucking nerd boy fans of the character or like it's just not, and that's okay. I guess that's okay. It makes me sad, but like,
yeah,
it's just not meant for us old motherfuckers. Us like us cynical fucking. I'm only 20, but we're both cynical fucks.
Yeah,
but,
I know, and I'm 26, but I'm basically going on 55, so it's fine. But whatever.
Yeah, you're 57 years old, man.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Like, you know, I just signed up for my AARP and my senior living card like last week. It was pretty sweet. All right, we got to talk about the toxicity of the fan culture, and then we'll talk about like some more of the shows. Okay,
dude, that's a bag that we're opening right now.
Okay, to all of you who are watching, who are on either side of this, just stop, please. So, I have been on Twitter, and I see people having fucking all-out wars about these goddamn movies. And not only wars about, like, character choices, they are saying that the other side not only is wrong, but they are clinically stupid and should go fuck themselves and all that. Look, I am not a big fan of MCU Spider-Man. I'm really, really not. Like, but do I hold it against anybody who likes that? Absolutely not. Like,
yep, same.
I don't look down upon you. You have different tastes than I do.
Exactly.
Like, and look, the thing is, and people are saying like it's you in the chat, like saying like we're the problem. I don't think so, because I say every single time we have a conversation like this, I like the MCU movies and I can watch them. It's just not my ideal version of the character, which is absolutely fine. And I don't think there's anything wrong with holding that point of view. But when it gets toxic, that's when it gets to the point where like you are not trying to validate your own opinion. You are trying to make it seem like your opinion is correct and other people have to agree with you, otherwise they're stupid. Which is just like that's not what any of what I've ever said about the character or anything like that is.
It's just it's so weird where people will be like, you're fucking toxic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if I tweet out like a fucking hot take that is not a hot take to me, it's just how I feel. Like I'm not like, I don't, at this point I don't need the goddamn clicks from like being edgy on Twitter. But like it's true. Like if I tweet out like, oh, I think MCU Spider-Man is like completely misunderstands what Stan Lee originally intended and Steve Ditko intended when they created the character. That's my fucking opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm trying to be like, everyone should believe this fucking opinion. Yeah. No, not at all. Like I hold no beef with anyone who likes MCU Spider-Man. Like obviously I very much dislike him, and it's a meme how much I dislike him especially. But this is balls on a filmmaker.
The memes are, I will say, like, toxicity aside, the memes are pretty hilarious. Like, you know.
No, like, please make toxic memes about me. Go for it.
But I totally agree with you. It's like, look, just because I perceive the character a certain way, and that's more in line with like the biography of the actual character that was made a while ago, that doesn't mean that the movies aren't good, enjoyable, and people can actually have that be their definitive fucking Spider-Man. Like a good example, The Jungle Book. I hate the original animated movie, and I love Jon Favreau's 2016 version. I think that is my definitive Jungle Book. Do I hold it against anybody else that likes the animated one more than I do? No, of course not. Like what you like. I like that movie more than the animated one. Doesn't mean that I hate doesn't mean that I hate the people that actually subscribe to that or the animated movie.
Yeah,
like it does.
It's stupid. Yeah, it's like I don't hate people who don't like the Raimi movies.
Yeah,
I mean I do. No, I'm just kidding. No, I definitely don't. Like I doubt there are like that many people who could like gush over them in the like for 45 minutes. Like I'm pretty alone in that club. You know what I mean? Like there's a few. I know you really like them, and I know a lot of people love them. But yeah, but it's fine, man. Like people just need to chillax. That's my big thing now. Like if I get angry about Far From Home, that's because I'm angry. But like you don't need to get angry back at me for being angry at a movie. Like I'm not angry at you. I'm not attacking you. It's not like a personal attack or something. It's not like when I say I don't like something, I'm not saying fuck all the people who do like it. And you're allowed, and then people like have to walk around stuff. Like people are so scared to say stuff. Like everyone's always like, well, I respect every version of Spider-Man, and it's like you don't need to say that. Like just say how you feel. Like if you genuinely don't like a version of Spider-Man, no one's gonna be like. I mean, people will be pissed off at you, and that's the problem. But like no rational, sane adult is gonna be like, oh well, fuck you for thinking that MCU Spider-Man's bad or Garfield's bad or Tobey's bad. Yeah. Like that's just not how like life works, and it's so weird. The toxic Twitter culture, especially Spider-Man Twitter, is just whack. Yeah. Like fuck. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent.
No,
but like
I totally agree with you. All right, so yeah, we can end that topic there because we have a lot more to say about it, and I don't want to open that bag of worms. But two things.
Yeah, exactly.
John Lemley sent the $2 super chat with no text, but thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Also, Star Wars fan Khalil says the lone chemist has gained a few pounds. Ouch. Jeez. I mean, like, yeah, I've been like doing more. I've been doing more Olympic lifting and shit. Like, I made look a little more stocky. Damn.
Dude, he called you the pudgy chemist. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. I can.
Dude, I don't.
It's all right. I can outlift that fucking scrawny little fucking pussy any day of the week. It's fine.
Dude, I don't think so at all. I would have said no. I'm just kidding.
No, dude. Like, what happens with me is like, so I'm like a tip. You know the body like types, like somatotypes, like endomorph, ectomorph, endomorph. Endomorph. I'm a classic endomorph. So like when I gain muscle, I gain fat as well. So like when I'm bulking, I get fat and muscular. So now I have to like cut down and stuff. So I definitely have gained a couple pounds for sure. But
dude,
like,
I really didn't notice. If anything, your arms look bigger, like swoller.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. You know, trying,
you can take me out to dinner anytime.
Yeah, trying to get my my girlfriend, to still think that I'm sexually attractive. Yeah, that's what I do.
What else?
I see you flexing that bicep. Dog, I'm completely relaxed right now. I don't know what you're talking about. Why is everyone like shitting on me today? Damn, like holy shit.
We've got the toxic chat, man. I tweeted and Spider-Man Twitter came. So many people are we can talk about this real quick. Like Oh, great. Wait, hold on. I was just checking Twitter for more Marvel shit. I don't think there is that many right now. But um, who do you think Spider-Man is in better hands with? That's the big debate. Do you think Disney or do you think Sony?
Um,
And then compare it to how we both would have been like, give Spider-Man to fucking Marvel after TASM 2. We were both like, he'll be in such better hands.
I think.
But now it's
Yeah, I think that in terms of like consistent quality, Disney. In terms of like something that will actually represent the biography of the character, I think Sony. Even though the Amazing Spider movies are pretty bad. Like
but even
yeah, but I agree with you. Like, there are some things about the movies that I love. Like I love the father and son arc and Amazing Spider-Man 1. I love the suit and like I mean the first 15 minutes of Amazing Spider-Man 2 are some of the best Spider-Man shit put on film. Like unreal.
I said this before on the debate, I think, but at least TASM 2 has a scene where Aunt May says, "You're my son, and I have to work 2 jobs to support you and pay for your college." Like,
Yeah.
I cannot imagine, and this isn't a diss. This is just like, I don't want to say it's a fact, but I really can't imagine MCU Spider-Man ever having a conversation like that
Yeah, I know.
with the way they've set it up. And so, like, I don't know, man. I think it's better off in the hands of the people. Let Spider-Man be a public character in the fucking public domain. Everyone can make a Spider-Man movie.
You want to nationalize Spider-Man?
Yes, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. And look, I get all the complaints, like, oh, look at the TASM franchise, look at Venom, look at but my response to that is like,
They were desperate.
okay,
They were desperate. Like
they were desperate. A, B, they were trying to do the cinematic universe thing, and I think that they would have had to have learned their lesson by now.
Yeah.
Just with like not fucking with the director's vision, because they get so much shit for it. Like I've never seen a company get more shit for it other than like WB for like the Justice League movie. But like they're not gonna deliberately studio fuck with a movie after they've been getting so much shit still to this day for studio fucking a movie.
Yeah.
And if they do, like, fuck me, I'm wrong. I'll be the first person to say, like, I was fucking wrong. He should be back at Disney. But, like, I just feel like we'll get more risky and ballsy Spider-Man movies if he's at Sony.
But not even, like, risky. I just want originality. I want, like, just each movie to be I want it to be its own thing. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, some crazy-ass, like, and then he takes acid, and then he swings through the city and is all drunk and shit, and then, like, you know, gets busted for heroin, like, or whatever. I don't want that either. Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. But, like, you know, like the whole thing where it has to be, like, you know, have an absurd amount of consequences. If they did an actual high school Spider-Man movie and they actually made the stakes high school related, that would be really interesting. And if they had a really dramatic Spider-Man, like if they had the Spider-Man PS4 one where it's like he's in college, I would love that too. But like, I just want everything to be original. I just want it to be original. That's all I want. That's all I want.
No, you just want, you know, original. You just want original films. No, man, I 100% agree. But I just really can't see us getting that if he's at Disney. And that's like why I've been siding with Sony.
Yeah,
that sucks, man, because I was so fucking excited when he was announced to be in Civil War.
He was great in Civil War, too. He was great in Civil War.
I know. Dude, I fucking cried when they said Queens when I saw Civil War opening night. I was like, he's back. Spider-Man, it's so great. He's so great. And then I just got fucked. And then, like, yeah. And so it just sucks to say that because, like, 5 years ago, I would have been like, keep him in the MCU. Civil War's amazing. It's the best Spider-Man since Tobey. But... yeah, it's just rip.
All right,
fucking, like, fuck Spider-Man. Let's fucking make a Netflix show about like Spider-Gwen, and I'll watch that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's talk about some of the shows that are coming out. So Disney Plus, obviously, to continue their monopoly, they've taken live TV, they've taken films, they've taken toys, they've taken everything. So the next stream of revenue is obviously streaming. So they're gonna have their service, and they've announced a number of shows. So one of them was announced, I think yesterday, was She-Hulk, right?
Yes, it was She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight.
Yeah,
and
there was a meme where it was like the next show, the kid from Iron Man 3 that was in the back in Endgame. Like,
dude, that's great. That's great.
All right, so let me give you my thoughts on each of those things. One, She-Hulk. name 20 people that are waiting for a She-Hulk show. I'll fucking wait. Like, I do not give a shit about that character. And, like, maybe it'll be interesting. I don't know. Maybe it'll be, like, kind of in the same ethos as Black Widow. They'll make it actually have some stakes for the character, but I really can't be asked to sit and watch 10 episodes of She-Hulk. Miss Marvel, more interesting than She-Hulk, but still. I mean, actually, Miss Marvel actually would be kind of interesting, I feel like. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, I have a joke that's going to give me so much shit.
Go ahead.
I mean, why do I need to watch a show where a young character fanboys out about being in the Marvel universe when I have 2 Spider-Man movies that do that perfectly well? That's the joke. No, but my opinion, I can just sum it up real quick and then you can keep going.
Yeah.
Is I probably won't watch a lot of these shows. If they're like director driven and good, then I get like, and I hear like the film squad say they're great, and like I hear a bunch of people tell me they're great, I'll give them a watch. But I'll watch Hawkeye and I'll watch Winter Soldier and Falcon, and those are the 2 that like I'm gonna for sure watch. But the rest, like, I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but I've never read She-Hulk and I've never read Miss Marvel. Like, I know about them and I know about their characters, and it's just I don't really have an interest in. There are other shows out there that I could be watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of my big commentary on all these shows. Like, okay, so Marvel has, prided themselves in like the whole continuity aspect, and basically like they have things, be consistent regardless of the quality of the actual films. They have like a bunch of different films that tie into like overall stakes that are generally synonymous in films. Now, even if they're bad or good is irrelevant. I don't know if this is going to work with trying to bring it into the MCU because, like, I mean, think about it. If they have 3 movies a year of the MCU, let's say, then they can reasonably rely on like 80 to 90% of their fan base watching all 3 of those films, so they can like, keep people up to date in the stakes that are in the movies that come after that. With this, though, are you really going to ask people to watch like 10-hour series and then like have those stakes be intrinsically related to the films that are going to come after that or even precede it?
There's no way that they can expect everyone to watch a She-Hulk show to understand the emotional like payoff of the Avengers movie, the next Avengers.
Yeah,
like that. I think they're smarter than that. Like than to like, I'm sure they'll be tied in and like give characters more development, but I don't think any of them can be essential.
Yeah, I agree.
That's like that's my theory at the moment.
Yeah. And like, but that's the thing though. It's like that was the real draw of the MCU in the first place. Everything is connected. So if they're gonna have this entity that's not going to be connected, then I think the MCU is probably gonna lose a little bit of popularity, in my opinion. If like they're gonna have these,
there's too many. There's too much.
It's too much. It's too much,
dude. I am of the belief that they should have pieced out after Endgame and taken like a fucking 2-year. And then let the hype train build back up.
Yeah, me too. Like, and then just like drop a teaser for like Doctor Strange 2 or like some like crazy ass movie, and then like, holy shit, they're back. Fuck. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But I mean, they're fucking greedy as hell. So.
And yeah, it's corporate. That's the thing. It's not like Kevin Feige setting out to make his vision come true again. It's not like that anymore. Of course. I mean, that's part of it for sure. Yeah. But it's also just about the money. And also, we talk about the oversaturation of the superhero genre and if that's a thing or not. Like, these Disney Plus shows have, like, officially oversaturated the superhero television genre now. Like, just with the one announcement, where there's so many that I guarantee you that even the most diehard Marvel fan will get sick after watching 13 hours of 5 of these shows. And then there's 2 more they have to get through.
Yeah. It's the time commitment is a factor too. I don't think they really understand the ask that is of the fans. Like, look, I'm a Marvel fan, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I think WandaVision is not getting watched.
But the thing is, like, what we have to wait to see these shows too, because like if these shows are the answers to the movies becoming more uniform, if these shows are like these director like crazy fucking, you know what I mean, like weird, nuts, original pieces of character growth for all these characters. Like if fucking Bucky finally has a character by the end of Bucky and fucking Falcon and Winter Soldier, like I'm there for that. Like it's a great idea to flesh out these characters that you haven't fleshed out that well in the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But if I watch it and it's like just looks like another, Captain Marvel or another Far From Home or another like Ant-Man and the Wasp, if it's like that, then I'm not going to be down to like support and watch the shows. But if it's more like, oh, we're doing fucking Daredevil but with Hawkeye, then I'm 100% in.
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's like that,
like
like with Moon Knight.
Yeah, I want to talk about Moon Knight before we get off the subject. Moon Knight. This is a character that like I know a decent amount about, and it's always been a character that my friend Abdal and I have always said that like this is a character that would not really work in a movie because there's so much shit to like get through for his biography, and it's also like really dark and brooding. Mm-hmm. I've been begging for a Netflix series or like a streaming series of this for the longest time, and now that I have it, like
it's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus, yeah. So like, I want the grittiness, the neo-noir, and the beautiful aspects of Daredevil from Netflix, and I want that in Moon Knight. And if they don't do that, I think the character's going to be really kind of a flop, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, like, we don't even know. Like, that's why it's fun to talk about, but we don't know if they're going to take more risks in the television department.
Yeah.
Like, and I hope they do, man. I hope you get your Moon Knight show that's like Daredevil, because then I have hope that like, oh shit, maybe they'll do a Daredevil. Maybe they'll actually continue Daredevil. Or maybe like the show that I wouldn't care about, like She-Hulk, will be a grounded, drama along the lines of like Jessica Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Which, I mean,
but if it's
like, why the fuck would they bring Daredevil back? That had a massive fan base. I don't know why they wouldn't bring that back.
I mean, it makes sense. I think financially it would make sense for them to bring Daredevil back rather than to, do a She-Hulk show. Yeah. But we keep dissing on She-Hulk. I'm sorry to any She-Hulk fans. I really know nothing about the character that well. So like, if she's great and I'm just talking out of my ass saying, oh, I'm not going to watch She-Hulk and the show turns out to be great, you can record this right now and call me a bitch later. But
HiTop Films exposed.
HiTop Films exposed. There's actually videos titled that, man.
No, there's not. Hold on a second.
Dude, look it up right now. I bet you there is.
Is HiTop Films fair on MCU Spider-Man? HiTop Films Far From Home gave me faith in Spider-Man again. HiTop Films response. And the wonderful JXE hit piece
that
on
video.
A response to HiTop Films after watching HiTop Films Spider-Man review with 102 views. HiTop Films reacts to RDJ's. Oh, I shouldn't.
Oh, that was funny. I got trolled, dude. That was so funny. Wait, someone was like, RDJ's dead on one of my streams, and then I like looked at it on my phone. I was like, no way. And then like it was just a troll, and someone recorded it. So I guess actually funny.
Wait. They thought like you actually thought that he was actually dead in real life. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because the chat scammed my ass. But
hold on, wait. I'm gonna watch that live for the people real quick. 1 second.
Let me read these comments. Okay, chat. I'm looking at the comments. Hello, hey guys. Okay. Sorry, I've been neglecting you.
All right, was there a ghost while I was gone? You're a hack Spider-Man. You're a fraud Spider-Man. I actually didn't lose too many viewers. Goddamn loser hack. I got a lot of hacks, dude. That's going to be the merch. Hack. I'm back.
I can hear this.
These. It's like staring at a pause screen. It was a pause screen. Scott Steiner or Tom King? I'm going to go with Tom King. I love both, but Tom King for sure. Don't use hand sanitizer. I did use hand sanitizer. Dick's relationship with Batman is confusing. If Batman
why are you dying?
Because like hand sanitizer. Who's hand sanitizer? You show the people your hands, you fucking weirdo.
In Titans, definitely mentioned that in my video. I definitely do. Hey Alex, I made some grilled cheese. You want some? I'd love some. Pizza time. Yes, pizza time. Dude, watch A Grave for Fireflies. That's Miyazaki. I haven't seen that one. RGJ passed away. You're joking. I'm getting fucking trolled right now. No way. This is a fucking troll. Don't do this to me. This isn't funny. No.
You look so defeated.
Oh, I think I'm getting fucking trolled. Is this a troll?
How many times did I say troll in the
Like
last
8 or
5
Just
9.
minutes?
search RDJ and nothing happened. It's a troll. It's a troll.
It's a troll. It's a
It's a
troll.
fucking. That's not funny, guys. You got.
That was pretty funny, I will say.
Dude,
Oh,
the chat's always a scheme. I'm reading the chat right now. Do you want to take some questions while we're here?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. All right. Everyone, submit your questions to us. I think we talked about everything we wanted to talk about, and
They haven't really announced any Marvel things really, besides like the Eternals costumes in Black Panther 2. I'm surprised.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, ask your questions. Super chats will get priority, but we'll try to answer everything if you have any big questions. Who should direct a director-driven Spider-Man movie besides Raimi? I think Edgar Wright, like we said. I think it'd be perfect for him. Yeah.
I'm gonna go John fucking Carney is like my hottest take. He directed Sing Street and Begin Again. He does these low-budget musical movies.
Dude, I love Begin Again. That movie's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think you give a guy like that who makes like, I think you gotta like, you give a guy like that who makes these really poignant, emotionally powerful, deep films. And even Sing Street was about teenagers. And you give him this huge budget when he's used to making these like super low budget musicals. I feel like you can't help but get this crazy fucking Spider-Man movie.
I agree, but I mean, we have to remember though, Mark Webb was the same kind of thing, and
Listen,
got his dirty mitts in that movie.
My boy Mark, don't forget, I love Mark, man.
So do I, dude. 5 Days of Summer, I will stand that movie until the day I die. I think Spec Now and 5 Days of Summer are two of the best romantic movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
They're wonderful. Did you ban me? Someone said.
No. What are you talking about?
Alex, would you direct a Spider-Man film? That's yes, of fucking course I would direct a Spider-Man film, but depends.
Does a bear shit in the woods? Like, of course you would.
Of course I would, but the thing is, like, I said this the other day, and I'm about to say this live and get so much shit. Like, unless Disney changes their ways, like, I would never want to direct a film for Disney. But the problem is that Disney owns everything.
Yeah.
So, like,
you might have to go to DC, my friend. Might have to go second.
Fuck, they're doing director-driven shit right now.
Yeah,
I'm a DC shill at the moment. The tables have turned.
Someone asked, "You think Spider-Man will come back to the MCU?" Absolutely, it's a matter of time. Like, they're gonna get him back. Like, but I kind of wish they didn't, or they wouldn't. But thoughts on Spidey comics? My favorite run, collectively, is Ultimate Spider-Man, in my opinion.
Oh, I love Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah. It's Vader time. Okay. Opinions on Garfield to be in Venom. That's what you pitched in your Venom video, man.
I still want that. I don't think he'd do it, but I want it.
That'd be hilarious. Like the final shot is him just like, so what I miss. That'd be pretty sweet.
Dude, that's how Sony needs to make bank, is go get these old ass Spider-Man to come back.
Yeah. Someone asked you said you're done with Spider-Man videos after part 3, but will you make videos in the Spider-Verse 2 and PS4 too? Or probably PS5, to be honest with you. But, I mean, trying to tell you not to make a Spider-Man movie or Spider-Man video is going to be pretty much impossible, I feel like. Like, if you have Into the Spider-Verse 2, like, I feel
if I have shit to say, I'll make a video. But I will not ever make another video about MCU Spider-Man. I promise. I will not do it.
Unless it's actually good.
Oh, yeah, dude, the thing is, like, if he's in the MCU, I meant what I said in the goddamn video. Like, if Far From Home 2 is directed by John Watts and it's written by the same writers and it's the same thing and it looks the same, I won't be in the theater. Like, I just won't do that because it, like, as much as this has been memed to high shit, like, I had a miserable fucking time watching that movie. Yeah. Like, it was just like watching my beloved idol just be like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to go into it, but I had a bad time.
Yeah, not the character that you wanted. Okay. Alex, when is next video? We talked about that earlier. He's making a short that's supposed to be dank.
September, I'll have a bunch of videos coming.
Yeah, it's hot. All right. Let's see. Do you think Venom's success made Sony confident to pull from Disney? Absolutely, it played a part in it. But also, I mean, like, I think Disney's being completely unfair in the negotiations. That's probably the main reason. And also in the Spider-Verse, and they proved they can make a good Spider-Man movie animated-wise. What would you
won them an Oscar?
Yeah, exactly. What would you like to see if this is Spider-Man 4? I would like to see if they do it like in the same kind of ethos as Sam Raimi. I want Toby to play like a Peter B. Parker-esque kind of Peter Parker, like have his life in shambles and be old and tired, but have Miles Morales kind of take up the mantle and then basically do the exact same movie as Spider-Man 4 that Raimi originally planned with the Vulture and everything. That's what I would do.
I would just honestly I wouldn't use the script he originally wrote because they've done Vulture already.
Yeah, true.
And the timing's different. But what I would do is I would do a Logan, not dark and gritty like Logan, but I would do like a Peter now teaches college, and it's just one final story where he's happy with Mary Jane, and he like a threat comes back or he has to go do something, and that he's been retired for a bit, but he's like content with being retired.
Yeah.
And then he has to come back to face a threat, and it's just like one final goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. And then like the last line of the movie is him opening a pizza box and saying, "It's pizza time."
Pizza time.
HiTop Films, Little Known Chemist. Have you guys heard about the feature-length Sam Raimi Spider-Man fan film for Spider-Man 4? Yeah, I've heard about that. It looks pretty cool. Or I haven't seen much about it, but I mean, that's pretty sweet that they want to actually do that.
It's super cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, apparently they have a decent budget for it too, but like they're also doing it like mostly in house, and they have like a whole costume designer and stuff too.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Someone says, Alex, why do you hate MC? I have 2 videos on that exact topic and tons of conversations with this guy that you can go back to and watch.
Like pretty much watch any of our podcasts that don't have the DCEU or like Aquaman or Superman or whatever, Batman in the title, and we'll probably like talk about MC Spider-Man at least once.
Yeah, where I'm just like,
yeah. Spider-Man 3, how Raimi wanted it, or Spider-Man 4? Ooh.
oh man, I would do 4. I would do 4 because I rewatched Spider-Man 3 for the Raimi video. And I watched it with my buddy who's never seen the thing the whole way through. And we watched it and we both gave it the solid fucking like 8 out of 10. And we genuinely meant it. I unapologetically love that movie, dude.
Yeah, like it's not that bad, but it's like
It's messy.
I mean like, but like the thing is, it's not because of Sam Raimi, it's because of the studio interfering with what he wanted to do. So I can't really even be like that mad at him for that because like, I mean, he's a guy who every movie he's done, even if they're not great, they always have a bunch of passion behind them. And like the fact that like it feels like completely contrived, that's a consequence of Sony, not him. So yeah, that's what to say about that. Favorite part of Far From Home, the fact that it ended. I'm just kidding. I liked the Mysterio illusion sequence was one of the best scenes in the MCU I've ever seen. Even though I disagree with some parts of the character, I do like Zendaya as Michelle, like being like, you know, relatable and kind of awkward and stuff, because I'm an awkward fuck. What race is Silver Surfer, though? That's the most important thing. More question than hiring.
He's an alien.
He's an alien. I was like, what the hell? Yeah. I love OG3. But honestly, like to answer that question, I think I would let Sam Raimi do Spider-Man 3, but like in his own voice. Like that's something that I really like. I wish I saw, but.
Well, if you could go back in time and do that, I think that I truly believe that we would have gotten Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
All if he had like had a good time making 3 and it was like critically loved like 2, I think that franchise would have lasted like so much longer.
Yeah.
But the Sly Bastard, like, low-key ended the series with 3. It, like, wrapped up everything in a way because I think he knew that it wasn't going a good direction.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, I mean, he probably saw it's like, oh, shit, the audience is going to hate this because this is so different from Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 1 in terms of, like, the tone that it sets. It's still campy and goofy, but, like, the overall ethos is kind of different. He probably was like, oh, fuck, no one's going to really like this. So I'm just going to, like, wrap it up with a bow at the end of the movie with MJ and Peter reconciling. That's that.
That scene, dude. I watched that the other day and I fucking was crying. No exaggeration. Like, I had tears in my eyes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I will say, yeah, it's a sad scene, but the fact that MJ sings "I'm Done with Love" before that, I'm like, come on, man.
That's typical Sam Raimi, though. That's
okay,
it's a little bit worse.
Okay,
it's
but
a little bit like
it's never that on the nose, though. You got to admit, like,
yeah, no. I if her singing wasn't like, I think it works in the scene.
Yeah.
But if it was just like if she spoke the lyrics more, if you get what I'm saying, like if she just said, "I'm through with love, I'll never fall again," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was more overt, I'd have a problem with it. But I just love that pace.
I'm through with love. I'm like, shut up, god damn it.
Dude, I love that scene though, dude. That like the balls on that guy for ending his franchise with them dancing after he hit her and like he's forgiving himself and he's apologizing and it's just them embracing and it's a slow fade to black was just like I was just like this is art. This is like high class fucking cinema right here.
Yeah, I will say like I mean that's one thing that like Sam Raimi I think does really well as a director. He adapts. Like, you know, he adapts to whatever, like, you know, shitty things that are happening in production or, like, adapts to, like, challenges and stuff because, I mean, that's what we got Evil Dead made. Like, they had no budget at all, and they made, like, one of the most iconic horror films ever made.
So
and so, like, and even when he had a massive budget, like, he knows how to stretch money, but he also had abundance of money, but he still operated like, okay, this isn't working, I got to be really creative and solve this problem. I think that's a great way to look at film, like, you know, from that kind of creative standpoint.
Perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
Great, dude.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, I'm just reading all these comments.
Yeah, we'll take questions for like 5 more minutes, and then we'll wrap this one up, boys. What if Bryan Singer did X3 instead of Brett Ratner? The movie would have sucked regardless because the arcs they set up, and Bryan Singer needs to go fuck himself. That's what I have to say about that.
Yeah, dude. Literally, when you said Bryan Singer, like I cringed and I was
like,
dude, he's the fucking. I don't even know how he's still a thing. I think he's done.
Yeah, because the movie he fucking made quote unquote won an Oscar, which is
but
a lot of Oscars.
Dude, we don't have to get into this, but there were 50 fucking accusations. 50.
I know.
If he directs another movie, I'm jumping off a fucking bridge.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like, with the Me Too culture, we've talked about this many times. Like I'm a big fan of like evidence. I want due process. I take a claim seriously, but I want to investigate it further so we don't like, you know, do he said, she said. But when over 50 people accuse you,
50 people.
Statistically, like it's not like there's 50 people in a room somewhere like serving punch and cookies saying, okay, here's a meeting, guys. We're going to take down Bryan Singer. At least one of them is telling the truth. At least.
Exactly. Wait, Tom Holland just had a quote, dude.
Wait, what?
Tom Holland has said, it's been a crazy week, but I want you to know I love you all from the bottom of my heart. I love you 3,000.
Oh, my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's what he said, yeah. That sounds like he's not coming back, Chief.
But, I mean, why would he...
Why would he even be at the fucking Disney
Why
Expo?
would he quote Endgame? Why would he quote Iron Man if he's not going to do that? Like,
dude, that's like I had this joke with my buddy, but that's like I just think that's so fun that the only post like he posted that thing with Downey and the Iron Man toy.
Yeah.
And then he posted this where he says I love you 3,000 and it's just like you guys there's this guy in the chat that's like why do you hate MCU Spider-Man? And it's like just look at posts like that. Like how so tied he is once again to Iron Man. But
like,
why is he at Disney?
I don't even know.
Because he was in Endgame, but that's whack that he's there. That's a big baller move. I respect that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, fuck the haters. I guess I respect that for sure. I don't know, man. Like, just do something good with the character. I don't care who has him. Just do something like good.
Just fucking make a Spider-Man movie. Just do it. Just make a Spider-Man movie.
Like honestly, at this point, I'm more excited for Venom 2 with all these fucking amazing people behind it rather than like Spider-Man.
Right? Exactly. And that's... But the thing is, like, that's the thing when I say it's not made for us is we're, like, in the fucking tiny minority that cares about whoever the fuck is the cinematographer of these Kate movies.
Yeah.
Like, which is weird because I don't think it used to be that way. Like, critics used to critique these things based off, like them being films. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's true.
But I read this post that I completely agree with. That like if all these critically hated superhero movies came out now and they were in the MCU, they would get high Rotten Tomato scores.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's so true. if the original Ben Affleck Daredevil came out, it would probably get like 60. Yeah. It probably get like 60%. It's like, you know, 60. It's kind of cringy, but it's fun. You know, it's fun.
It's a fun time, and that's like that is what I'm. Oh, that's what drives me nuts. I'm making a video about this. I'm talking about everything we're talking about now. Sometime in the next 3-4 months, but like,
have me cameo in it, please.
I will. But is that not a problem?
It's such a problem.
We're cutting slack on a franchise because it's a part of a franchise that we like. Like I know I seem like an MCU hater, but I genuinely love a lot of the movies in the MCU.
Absolutely.
But I'm not a blind like shill who's gonna like everything they put out. I'm not gonna just be like, oh well, Captain Marvel was kind of uninspired, but I liked it because it's in the MCU. Like, no, I'm just gonna watch that as a movie, and I didn't like that movie, and that's okay. And you don't have to like all the movies in the goddamn franchise.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Where it's like, it's because like they're so desperate for nostalgia bias because they want to see these characters interact, and because of that, they put the movie on a higher pedestal than it really should be. Like, for example, like if they do the Fantastic Four and they do like a 60s trippy fest or whatever, like the only thing I want them to reference is probably Shield. Like, I want to say Shield probably once in the movie. I don't want any other fucking reference from any other characters. Like,
yeah, that doesn't matter to me at all. I don't care. I mean, I'm in this for the movie, like the quality of the film, not the fucking Easter eggs. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying if they have an Easter egg, make it make sense, but don't have the entire plot of the movie incumbent on that one Easter egg.
Like, yeah, like the webhead. Like the webhead's like entire being is based around Tony Stark's past actions off screen in other films.
It's like, come on, man.
I know, and I just think it's so like backwards as to what made them successful, because it's really not the connected Easter eggs that makes them so. That is a part of it, and that like makes everyone feel like they're in on the joke. But the reason fucking Winter Soldier is good and great is not because of the fact that Black Widow's in that movie. Like, it's because it's a good movie by itself. The reason Iron Man 1 started this whole franchise is because it was punky. It was fresh. No one had ever made a movie like that before.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I'm just not a fan of the culture that is like, oh, you're a hater if you don't like the fact that Endgame, you know, has like a bland visual style to it. Like, you fucking hate the MCU if you say that. No, it's okay. You can give Endgame a positive review, but say, yeah, it has a bland visual style. Like, there's all this uniform, like this fucking like outlandish praise for everything they do, and it's just weird
like the
to me.
It's like the mafia. It's like you say one bad thing and like you're out. Like, you know.
I know,
you're
and
in the
so
family.
weird because these are like, at the end of the day, these are fucking individual films, and that's what like as much as we like to say that like Endgame was the conclusion of 22 films and you have to view it as a season finale. I think that is it makes it, you should be able to enjoy it more when you view it like that. But you should be able to watch all these movies as films and be like, yo, that is a great movie. Like, as a movie that's gonna fucking stick with me. Not like, oh, that was okay, but the next MCU movie will be better. Like, that's just such a bad, toxic. Yeah. Like, that's gonna be the death of fucking, you know, movies if we keep thinking like that.
It's like you green light, you know, shittier and shittier movies in service of, oh, it's all connected, so it's fine. Like, I don't want that. And like, dude, like, there are some movies that use the MCU connectedness like as a real advantage. Like, I mean, I know you're not a huge fan of this movie, but Thor Ragnarok, like,
I agree.
It uses the interconnected parts of this, you know, the entire MCU with Hulk and with Asgard, like completely, like, logically, and it makes it a better movie because of it.
I would say Ragnarok and Winter Soldier are my two, like, the best use of like the connected characters. Like, having Widow in Winter Soldier be like Cap's partner the whole movie and tell us things about her. Love it. Having Strange just pop in and be cool for 5 seconds and like progress the plot, but don't like it's not just there as a joke and it's not just there to take away from anything. I love that too. Yeah. Having Hulk be there. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's when they reach money. That's like my thing. That's when it's like perfect. Yeah, exactly. When they do that.
And even though it's kind of overcrowded, man, I mean, Civil War is also one of those things. And like, they have the best rendition of Spider-Man, but then they kind of shit on it in the later movies. But
yeah, I love Civil War Spider-Man. Isn't that whack? That like I can say that. So I guess I don't hate MCU Spider-Man. I just don't like John Watts Spider-Man, or like I can't even say it's a John Watts. I don't know what John Watts. I don't know how he feels about this.
I know, it's crazy.
Dude, one little fun fact, and then we can wrap this up because I gotta take a fucking piss. But, of course, I drank 2 bottles of this Gatorade shit.
Get your point out. Go.
It's not a point. So I was on a YouTube dive. Okay, right? Okay. And I found John Watts got his career. Sorry, Ace is like fucking snoring so loudly in the background.
I can't hear it. It's fine.
John Watts got his career because he made this. He did YouTube shorts, right?
Mhm.
And he did this YouTube short that was this fake trailer for this movie Clown, directed by Eli Roth. And then Eli Roth found the trailer, produced the real movie Clown, directed by John Watts.
No
right?
way. I didn't know about
Yes.
that. What the fuck?
But get this, in the Clown trailer, the fake trailer he made with his buddy, right? He uses the Raimi Spider-Man music. Isn't that so weird?
That's
I
wow. That's
yeah,
so
dude.
ironic. Holy shit.
It's just crazy. And that's like what got him big. And then that's just a fun little thing that I realized like yesterday.
Wow.
Jeez.
That you can't hear him, man. Like your microphone's like sensitive enough where like if you stay close to it, it's fine. But like,
Okay.
yeah,
We're good.
You're fine. That's crazy, and I have to go watch that trailer right now.
I'll drop you a link.
Yeah, drop me the link. All right, my friends, thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming from our respective Twitter pages. I have a baby-sized audience, so thank you, Alex, for having your devoted fans come watch us. But
Yeah, I think a good bit of them were just here to yell at us about MCU Spider-Man.
yeah, exactly.
But
All right.
thank you all who came.
Exactly. All right. Well, there may be like 3, 5, 6, maybe even 6 people from just my YouTube channel. So tell people where they can find you.
HiTop Films on YouTube and Twitter. And yeah, I'll have a Raimi Part 3 video coming hopefully soon.
All right. Sweet. This has been HiTop Films. This is the Lone Chemist Podcast, episode 39. Peace.